See how, Bob? Cheers.
Alright.
Yeah, fine. Could have done being a little bit harder.
Yeah, Mickey does it full power, doesn't it?
Yeah. So. What's that? Good shot, Bob.
Buster, tell me, how important is it for somebody to be conditioned?
Very important, especially if you consider fighting. Obviously, you're getting hit. I mean, you can only condition yourself so much. And if you can condition your body to a point where all you need to do is protect your head, because if you take the pilot out, who's going to fly the plane?
A lot of people might be concerned about long-term damage when conditioning. Is a long-term damage?
Like start off nice and steady and then build it up. Obviously, I mean, I've been training for a while and I'm still only in the intermediate stage of conditioning. I'm not to full power yet, but it is important to condition, especially in a stretched position.
Why stretched position?
Well, it's important to be conditioned in a stretched position because that's where you're at your weakest. So if you can be strong when you're at your weakest, imagine what you're going to be like when you're at your strongest. So for instance, earlier on we were doing the hanging conditioning. For instance, when you throw a punch, your rib cage, your rib, everything expands, your muscle, there's not a lot of protection there. And obviously we're training to be hit in that unprotected.
In that combat state, so to speak.
Yeah, precisely. So if you can get strong while you're in an unprotected state, when everything else closes back in, you're going to be like a brick wall. So it's very important to get your body physically tough.
Well, you know what they say about you can't get the staff? I've got the staff today, he's here with me. Are you going to give us a few ideas on what one can do with a bow staff and an overzealous conditioning partner?
Yeah, for people watching at home, like I was saying, I'm in the intermediate stage, so I've moved on to a staff. In the beginning stage, obviously, you'll just be nice and steady. You know, yeah, just getting used to the first sting.
Yes.
You know, just getting your skin used to that contact. But now we'll just show a little light moves with the bow staff, with the leg conditioning, the body, the shoulders, the arms. Arms and legs are very important because they're the ones that are going to be taking the most punishment in a fight.
Okay, viewers, remember that Buster has been doing the conditioning exercises for quite a while now, and he's progressed onto the bow staff. Don't try this at home, okay? If you're going to start doing the body conditioning, start off slapping, taking it nice and easy, then move on to something like a heavy bow staff.
Not straight away. Punching, then with gloves, and then without the gloves, and then progressing on to
so
whatever you want.
It takes time.
It does.
Let's have a few ideas then, Buster, for the viewers.
Okay, first of all, you just basically stand, arms out, legs wide, and obviously if you're beginner, you'll just be slapping nice and steady, but we're working the bow staff on the shoulders, the body, the legs, inner, outer. Obviously, when you get a bit more advanced, you can start working the shins, but we're not going to do that this time. We'll do that another time.
Okay. So,
okay, when you're ready.
Working the arms. You tell me when you feel it, Buster. The shoulders.
Yep. Because these are the ones that are going to
Forearms.
take. Indeed, yeah.
You want to be working the muscles as opposed to the bone.
Yeah, more off because that's what's going to be deadened. Okay. Rotate your arm so you're getting it all. Okay. Because obviously using the forearms for blocking, the upper arms, the shoulders, everything for actually taking a blow. Okay, the base of the neck, the trapeze. Okay, moving down onto the body, obviously for taking the body blows. A very important part of the body to condition is also the back. Okay? Yeah, because it's a big area, absorbs a lot of impact. Also the shoulder blades.
They hurt a little bit. Oh, yeah, don't they?
Another very important place where people get dropped regular is the kidneys. So you need to build up the upper oblique and the lower part of the back. Because if someone's going to get dropped, that's where they're going to get dropped by. That's if the body's conditioned. Okay, moving on to the legs. Outer thigh for those punishing thigh kicks. Inner thigh. Okay, moving on. Yeah, onto the next leg. Just very basic stuff, yeah? Obviously, the bow staff stings a little. In fact, it stings a lot.
That's a shock you've got to get used to.
That's the shock we've got to get used to. Okay, Bob, time. Just basic stuff. Obviously, if you're starting out, just start out with the slapping. Okay, move on to punching with big gloves, okay, and heavy foot pads. Then gradually work your gloves down to maybe even bag gloves. I mean, I think we went ballistic once and went bare knuckle, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, and bare feet now.
The doctor said I'd be okay. I'd just suffer permanent brain damage for the rest of my life.
Yeah, so it is important to get your body conditioned. You can't emphasise that, and it's important to be fit. If the body's fit, the mind's fit.